snacks, you get the tea, I'll bring the bags, you roll the weed. This Saturday you're chilling with me. That type of weekend, kill all the reasons, about time is sleeping. Yeah, fuck all my scheming, all my Q's and P's, and staying. Got my.
So congratulations, you finally made it out of elementary and into middle school. Now with you being in middle school, everything now is flipped upside down. The reason why is because those same subjects that you had trouble with before, yet now they're even harder. And also on top of that, within that last summer of elementary, most of your friends end up changing schools and going to different schools for either athletic programs or their parents just end up moving. So now you done lost a couple friends. So, first day of middle school. All depending on the middle school that you go to, you are expected to bring items. Same as elementary, so you know your Kleenex, your pencils, your paper, all that. On top of that, middle school is normally way bigger than elementary. So with that being said, half of your classes are across the school and you only have 5 minutes to get to them. Which sucks because it's literally your first day, so you basically don't know where anything is. You know, most middle schools do like an orientation, but even with that, I had orientation in my middle school, and on my first day, I still got lost because the school is so freaking huge. Like, imagine everything just being in one hallway to now being spread off into an entire school. Like, geez, think about the level of frustration that goes with that too. And on top of that too, most of your friends had, you know, either changed schools that summer to go to other middle schools for different programs, or your friends just slowly divide from you after the first week of school because they have different classes from you, forcing you to fend for yourself and kind of find your own path. So now that you're on this new path of life, on top of that, your body is going through changes such as puberty. So your voice drops, you grow facial hair, you know, your clothes no longer fit you because you've gotten taller. And on top of that too, you've now developed hormones. And these strange, weird, tingly things in your body called feelings start to emerge. So with that being said, you now have to understand this new body and situation you're in, causing a lot of people to develop mental illnesses such as depression, anxiety, paranoia, because this whole platform that you had before, you're now not used to it. Like me, for example, I ain't gonna lie, I was really depressed when I was in middle school. That's mostly because when I got to middle school, you know, in elementary, a lot of kids didn't like me, so I was kind of just like, fuck everybody. Like, I only hung out with really high schoolers or my older brother's friends because they liked anime, and shit, I liked anime, so it made sense. On top of that too, I watched Ned Declassified, School Survival Guide, and it kind of changed my perspective of how I felt about middle schools before I even got to middle school. And then when I got to middle school, literally the first day, I ended up buying the James Patterson Worst Years of My Life middle school book and end up hating it even more because I noticed that most of the kids in middle school are weird and cringy, but I can't really say much because I ain't even gonna lie, I was too. 7th grade isn't even really the hard part. 8th grade is really the hard part. The reason why is because now that you become comfortable with these new feelings and stuff, your body starts to change even more. And you start to make friends but lose friends. You meet new people and then you want to explore all this new stuff with this new environment that you're surrounded with. But it's like you kind of don't know where anything is. Like, it's kind of a sense of like going to Walmart without a shopping list. You kind of find the stuff that might work, you know, that might, you know, fit that hole for you. But at the same time, it's like, not better than the original brand, so it's like, okay, whatever. So on top of that too, it's like you're starting to understand life a little bit more, and you feel that no one understands you, and you feel isolated because you're like in 8th grade, so it's like nobody really understands you but you, and you start to understand that because, you know, you're trying to understand yourself and you honestly don't even know yourself. It's crazy how that situation works. But just like the hell we call elementary, you survived middle school and now you're on to high school. Now you survived middle school and now you're on to high school. Now the thing about high school, there is levels to high school. Okay, freshman year, you're kind of a freshman. If anything, people just treat you like you're still in 8th grade. You're just in their hallway, you know? And it's a way bigger environment because everything that you knew in middle school is now dispersed into subgenres. Like, you went from emo kids to now having emo skater kids. You went from having band kids to now you're having athletic band kids, and then of course you got the ROTC kids, and then on top of that, now you're in high school, so now you think you're the shit, and you think that everyone has to bow down to you because you're a freshman. And I'm joking. But yeah, as a freshman, you really don't really know anything, and a lot of people there just treat you like you don't know anything. Like with me, for example, I hung out with high schoolers, so when I got to high school, I knew a good amount of people, but they still treated me like I was a freshman, and it really didn't make any difference. On top of that too, your parents are starting to, put a little bit more responsibility to you, and you're starting to, gain more friends in this new place that you're at, because now you're all trying to survive, because you all came from middle school, and nobody in high school likes you or knows you, so it's like, right, you starting all over again. Then, 10th grade, where you start to, meet more people, start to adapt to the high school lifestyle. You have homecoming, which is fucking lit. Every homecoming is lit. I refuse for anyone to tell me that homecoming is trash. Homecoming is fire, better than prom. And on top of that, you probably found a little love interest that you hang around with, or you start crushing mad hard and get the girls to ask them out. So you're probably dating in 10th grade, having that first relationship experience. And it's kind of new to it, because you are used to being alone, and now you done roped another human into your situation. And then on top of that too, your parents started to give you more responsibilities around the house, but your curfew is now extended. Yay, so now you can chill out as long as you want to outside. That's 10th grade. Then you go into junior year. Now the thing about junior year is, you're kind of, you don't want to be there. You find all the flaws in your high school. You don't want to be there. You don't want to go to school. You know that you're going to be a senior next year, but you know that next year ain't coming for a while. So you got to thug it out that whole 11th grade year. Work on yourself. Try to find a little minimum wage job so you could start paying for stuff that you want and stop having your parents pay for stuff that you want. On top of that too, in 11th grade, you're going to be looking into colleges if that's your pathway, or military if that's your pathway. And if you can't figure it out, then you'll just figure it out senior year. Yeah. And it starts to suck. You want to know why? Because most of your friends will have their stuff figured out by then. Now everybody's looking to you to have your stuff figured out by the beginning of senior year. So you go to work. So you don't have to deal with the, people trying to constantly ask you what you're doing after high school. And then it is now senior year. You know what that means. Time to start hitting the books hard. You gotta get all those credits that you have behind made up. You gotta make sure you meet the criteria to graduate. And on top of that, prom is right around the corner. You know what that means? Time to start saving up for that nice little dress or tuxedo that you plan on wearing, because you can't come in regular clothes. So with that being said, but we all know the demon that waits behind, that poor up-and-coming senior when he comes to school on the first day. That poor soul is attacked by none other than senioritis. That's right. So you are now a senior with a lot of responsibilities, but you don't want to do any of them because it is extra work, and you kind of just figure you're done, so you're good enough to graduate, and you're not trying to do anything extra. And then you kind of just go to work and hang out with your friends. But then that second quarter hits, and you look at your credit report and you figure, I've been behind on a lot of subjects and I don't have enough time. So now you're hitting the books hard. Your parents are in your ear. What are you doing at the high school? What are you doing at the high school? Because you can't stay with them forever. You're damn near 18 at this point. So about time to start looking into colleges or looking into apartments, because it won't be long before you wake up with that military brochure on your bedpost, or your mama asking for rent as soon as you come down for breakfast. So you have to hit the books extremely hard. Like, I'm talking about freaking Dr. Stone level smartness mixed with a little bit of Bruce Wayne. Like, you gotta snap at this point, man. But just in the nick of time, I'm talking about the nick. This is the nick, this is the line, and this is the time, and you're here. You're here with your diploma because you graduated. That's right. You are now done with high school. Hopefully within the lifespan of, being in high school, especially that senior year, you figured out what you want to do. See, think about me. I didn't know what I wanted to do until after high school, because the whole time I was in senior year, everybody was asking me what I wanted to do, and I didn't know what I wanted to do, because the stuff I wanted to go to college for, I couldn't go to college for because my GPA was mad low, because I ended up moving schools, and it kind of threw off my stuff because I was doing online school, and for some reason the high school I went to didn't set the credits, so I had to make up all of those credits. So my senior year, bro, I'm basically fighting like St. Thomas. Like, I'm trying to make it. On top of that, I had hella people breathing down my neck on, like, what I planned on doing after high school. And bro, that shit became stressful. Like, the thing that I wanted to do, I couldn't do and go to college for. Like, I really want to go to college for art. I never really had no intention for doing the career pathway that I chosen currently, but it was kind of, you know, sad because I didn't get to go for what I wanted to. And it was, you know, everybody's holding up these cool college bound signs, and I'm like, yeah, you know, still trying to figure it out. But it's okay because I got my diploma. Bam, exactly, during COVID. So I didn't have to walk across the stage like everybody else, which is great because I had a shit ton of anxiety, had a feeling only 4 people would actually clap for me at my own graduation because I didn't have a lot of people. But hey, it was whatever. But like, I learned within this trail of life that you don't have to go to college to be successful. All you really need is the strength and the understanding that you're in a different league than everyone else. Like, you are kind of on your own path and everybody else is walking their own. Like, don't get me wrong, college is amazing. I wish I could have went to college, but I didn't get that chance. But it's more or less if it pertains to you type matter. And you don't need college to be successful. You can be successful with literally doing anything in life happy. Like, even though I never went to college for art, I still do art and music, you know? But the biggest thing about school, it was never really about the math, reading, or like science. It was more or less about those lessons that you were taught, you know, life lessons. That was one of the hardest curriculums and hardest subjects that we really even had to face. Because math, you're kind of given a selection of answers. With life, you have to figure that out on your own. But I am 23 and I survived it. So guess what? I'm going to be helping you guys survive it by giving you small tips to help you guys out along this long, grueling journey that we call life, because honestly, I'm going through the shit too. So welcome. Real quick, guys, before I close out, I just want to say your boy took forever on this video. So if you made it to this point, congratulations. Thank you guys. It took me forever. I had to draw a lot and do image searching a lot and find the pieces for this video. So, you guys are goats. Yeah, and on top of that too, your boy is trying to get into animation. So here goes a small clip. Just the 2 of us. We can make it if we try. Just the 2 of us. Just 2. Okay, yeah, it's like 5 seconds. But yeah, you get the gist. But yeah, if you're back from, you know, Growing Pains Part 1, thank you for finishing out this series. I got more stuff coming for y'all soon. Also, on top of that, I'm going to be dropping, you know, some AMVs on my channel. Some more AMVs. I haven't forgot about you guys who see that. So yeah, love the energy. You know, you guys keep, you know, supporting your boy. I'm dropping more content soon. You know, your boy is out here working in regular life things, you know, them growing pains. But it's okay, we're gonna get through it. You know, new content coming soon, new music coming soon. So thank you guys for seeing it.